Well, welcome everyone to Virtua Vibe, second episode with me, Parves and Pierre. Pierre's tried really hard last week to change the name to PP Vibe, but it has not stuck.
Hey,
Pierre,
it's only week two. It's only week two, man. We've got plenty of time.
Look, I did an informal internal poll of 3 people, and it's still Virtua Vibe. So.
I mean, I check with my kids, and they want PP vibes. So
yes, that demographic definitely will go for the PP vibe. Today we have a special guest today with us, all the way from Slovakia.
Can we just say?
Slovenia.
Can we say a guest rather than special guest? Or?
Guest from Slovenia, Jack Crawford, or you can call him by his real name. Jaka Kotnik. Now he's told me. Separately that he loves Barcelona. He's a big fan of Leo Messi. His favorite food is what? A dirty shawarma. Man, is there anything else we should know about you? So anyway, to everyone, he's the head of community. So Pierre, I think we should allow Jaka to speak to us about what he does, who he is, where he comes from, and any other stuff that we don't know about you. How about that?
Well, let him go first, and then I'll give you my take on what he says.
Okay.
I think if you two don't know what I'm doing, then I'm doing something really, really wrong here in the company.
That is probably true.
No, but hey, everyone, Jaka here, head of community at Virtua. My journey started as a fan. Do you know that, Parves? Did I ever tell you that?
As a fan of Virtua?
As a fan of Virtua, yeah. It was, I don't know, I was watching Ivan on Tech, the streamer, famous crypto streamer. He started talking about Virtua, right? And he started talking about Fang Caves and Terra Dome back then, right? And I was like, wow, that's really amazing, because I've been a collector all my life. I have a huge collection of fantasy books. I've been collecting Magic the Gathering cards. I've been, collecting stickers for football, for Real Madrid, not Barcelona. And when I saw that, I was like, that's amazing, right? I've wanted to collect more things in life, but my wife would kill me if I would put, life-size Godzilla somewhere in the living room. Yeah, I've actually became fan, joined Telegram, and became really active member there, because I've been in crypto, years before that. And
since when, Zach? Since when?
I think I started like early 2018. Basically, I was the one who aped in. I was the exit liquidity for many people. When I entered, I didn't know anything about crypto, right? I just heard someone say he, earned a lot, and I aped in. But then I started researching more and more and more into what I invested, and I really, really became a fan of crypto. Then, Virtua came by. And for me, it was the first project where I really felt a part of, right? And that's how I became, an active member in Telegram. With that, of course, more and more people knew about me, and I became an ambassador for Virtua. Later became a moderator and community manager, and now to head of community in this 2 years. So I went through all the journey.
Jaka's you're our OG in the marketing community team, right? You're the longest serving member.
Yeah. I'm the OG.
Is it fair to say that before the marketing team, Jaka was the only marketing team?
No, it was not. Was not. Okay. No.
But so Jaka, man, personal question: what was your first NFT?
My first NFT was a painting from George Boya, our artist on Virtua. That was my first.
Very nice.
That was my first, and there's a story behind it if you want to know.
Oh, sure.
Go on.
Well, I bought that NFT, right? It was my first NFT. And then it was a spike in March 2021. It was a spike of NFTs. And I got really good offer for it. I bought it, I think it was $50. For me at that time, for NFTs, I didn't understand them at all. It was, not a small money, right? And I loved the picture. I loved that. It's a robo women kind of painting. And I got a nice offer for it, 10 times bigger than I paid for, and I sold it, right? And then I was sorry, like immediately, I'm not joking. Immediately after I sold it, I was really sorry because, I was attached to that NFT. It was my first one. When I sold it, I already had 100 or more NFTs, right? So it was not my only one. I had, I started collecting, massively, but that was my first one, and I was really, really sorry that I sold. But then came a chance. I think it was like few months back, maybe 4 months back, and that the same painting came back on the auction on the Virtua, and I just grabbed it back. It was like, it was for me. I was so happy. I wasn't that happy for an NFT for a while, and now if you look back into transactions, it's Beres Crypto selling to that guy, and that guy selling back to Beres Crypto a year and a half later.
Given your longevity in the market, are you and unfortunate situation that it's in at the moment, are you doing okay, or are you hurting a bit?
How I see things, right? And that's not a financial advice for anyone, but if I would be here for a year or two and then leave the space, right, then I would probably be hurt right now. But I'm not. I love the space. I love the where the NFTs are going, where the crypto is going, all the development that we have right now, right? From the Cardano vessel and Ethereum merge and all that stuff. It's everything is developing. So even if it's bear market and the economy in the world is down, the development is still going on in the crypto space. It doesn't stop. It's not like now we're just sitting. Everyone is just sitting and waiting for the economy to get better. Things are getting built. Also at Virtua, we are building. We are not just sitting waiting for bear season to pass.
No, absolutely. I think, and that's what everyone says, and exactly what we're doing. Right? If you build now, you're going to be in a great position when we come out of it.
Definitely. And I always say to everyone who asks me, right, what is a good project? The good project is not just the one who I don't know, pumps in a price or whatever. The good project is the one that builds all the time, where the team is active all the time. If you look at the Twitter or any social media of the project, and if it's right now there's like 14 days or a month without any news or something, then avoid those projects, because that means that project is there just for the bull season. Project, for example, like Virtua or I don't know, like Cardano, Ethereum, those projects, they build all the time, and we build all the time. That's why I'm very, very, bullish in the space in the long term.
Jaka, this is a good segue into what you do. So you're head of community, and there's always. So I'm very new in the space as well, right? A year, but one thing that I've found is that the word community is thrown into every project, right? It's used heavily by everyone when they start a project. You talk about how to use the community, leverage the community, build a community. In your head, what do you think this community is? Is it just a bunch of people we get into a project, or is it society? How do you frame this, the word community?
As you said, everyone is using the word community, right? It's the easiest word to say. We'll build a community, but it's not like that. The community and the projects are getting built together, right? The more projects develop, the more project builds, the more community gets behind it, right? If you look any other big brand, right, they didn't have community from the start. Community or fans or however you want to call it, gets built through the process. And it's on us, the marketing team, for example, or me as a head of community, is to make the environment for everyone who comes in a great experience. When you join a community, is a place where people help each other, where they hang out, they play games, they chat. Like instead of going on the Facebook, right, and you're scrolling through what your friends are saying, you go into Virtua Discord and you check what your friends are saying there and what's happening. What do the people think? Because community also has a lot of power. Projects like Virtua work really, really close with community because the project is built for them. It's not.
That's true.
It's not. It's not built for the developers who are developing it. It's built for the users. So we need to listen to our users and our community on what do they want and build it for them. And Web3 enables you that, right? Web3 is the space because it's so young and all that. I don't know how it will be in 20 years when the space develops, but right now it gives
Or even 2 years.
or even in 2 years or even 5 years, but it gives you an opportunity to be involved, right? In how many Web2 companies, or I don't know, any company, you have an opportunity to speak with CEO on the Twitter space.
That's true.
There's no connection, between the marketing team, for example, and the community in Web2. Web3 enables you that, and that's why people are excited for it because they feel a part of it. And community is basically just an extended arm of the company.
For me coming in, right, from my take on it, because we talked before about my Web2 background and coming into this market, 18 months ago. What I see it is, because of the whole, there's this element, the fact that it's all decentralized, and the one of the fundamental reasons that has occurred to me, and maybe it's taken longer than it should have, but one of the fundamental reasons is that it's almost that sense of ownership as well, isn't it? It's not big brand A who controls and owns this. It's we're building this for you, our community. You have both a financial and an emotional investment in this project. Therefore, there is that sense of ownership. So that's why, for example, what we're doing today is so important, right? All the stuff we're doing in terms of engaging with that community.
Yeah, definitely. And we need to know that, communities get built inside of communities, right? We have, for example, a very good example already with Virtua is, and we are young when it comes to Cardano Island. Basically, we are there for 3-4 months, right? In building that community site, and we already have a very, very strong club called 195 Squadron, and members there are really, really engaged, and they are coming up with their own NFTs as the pilots, and they are coming up with the lore, the story, the background behind the squadron. They are talking about the all the amazing things that coming for the club, and that's what makes this space so much special.
And Jaka, specifically, this is my first exposure to Cardano as well. I have to say that community is strong, it's passionate, they have comments, but they're helpful, they suggest, give feedback on how to take the company forward, what they're expecting, how to make things better. I've never seen this level of interaction other than this space. It's amazing.
I haven't seen anything like that before, right? When we started pitching into Cardano community, it was everyone was just helpful. They didn't know where this Virtua came from, right? But that didn't bother them. They were excited. They were, everyone was, pinging me. Look, if you need any help, I'm here. If you need, if you need any connection to anyone, ping me, and all that, right? That didn't happen to us before, right? We didn't have experience like that on Ethereum or on Polygon, and they are both great chains. But I think that Cardano community is really, really special when it comes to helping each other, and helping the projects grow with them, and just doing everything for the space to grow.
We have a good story. I think you were in a chat for the VFlex on a Discord channel, perhaps Discord space, with Dan regarding VFlex, and I think there's a lot of people from the 195 squad, and Dan asked, "Who are these people?" And I think they explained, and they offered him an NFT, whatnot, right?
Yeah.
And he was blown away. He came to tell me the story.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And now he's really active in that chat. He's one of the he's now one of the squad. So yeah, Danny was super excited when he started doing the research about it. And yeah, I mean, as I said, it's really really amazing. And I know that more and more of those clubs will grow, right? When we release, I don't know, when we release Shelby, or when we release Williams and that stuff, I'm sure that there will be like a race club, or a car club, stuff like that, where people just hang out and have fun.
That's
Just
fun.
like, just
Nice.
like in real life, where you have a motorcycle club. I want to be a part of that club, but I don't have a motorcycle. Web3. I mean, I would want to be one of those dudes with beards and
Bikers.
all that. Biker, yeah, I want to, but I don't have a beard and I don't have a motorcycle, so.
You can get that mustache going a bit though.
Oh yeah, that's the best it goes.
I think everyone should know Jaka did clean up for this particular segment. He's combed his hair and he's
Oh yeah.
trimmed his mustache a bit. Pierre, it's true, right?
Well, I mean, I swear this morning he had handlebars going on, but
What do you call? Is it handlebars or mutton chops?
yeah, handlebars when it comes down here, all the way down.
So Pierre, you had a few comments on Jaka. Jaka's talked about community himself.
Well, I won't have a comment on Jaka, but I wanted to ask you a question actually, Yak. Obviously not financial advice, but obviously been reading and watching a lot about the upcoming merge, which could be next week or two. I think there's positive stories, there's not so positive stories, and what will happen and what may happen. What's it with your background, your knowledge? What's your take on the merge and what it will mean?
I mean, merge is definitely a game changer for Ethereum, right? Cardano community would now tell you like it's nothing new. Cardano has this since forever. Proof of stake. It's nothing new for Cardano community. But for Ethereum, it will make a huge difference because from moving from proof of work to proof of stake, it's a much more greener. It will consume 99% less energy, and faster transactions, cheaper transactions. Probably we're talking cents, just like with Cardano, where transaction is like 10 cents, right? Not with Ethereum. I probably, with all my NFTs that I have, I've paid a lot of gas, and I'll probably from the moment of the merge until forever, I won't pay that much gas that I've spent just in the past 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
That's how big of a difference it is. But for example, last year in March, if you were buying an NFT, you were buying an NFT for $100 and you paid another $100 for gas, right? Now this will change. Now you will pay $100 for NFT and maybe 50 cents for gas, or $1 for gas. That's a huge difference.
I mean, I know it's sort of a pivotal moment, right, in the market. Do you see it helping the situation the market's in at the moment?
In the long run, yes. In the short run, I think that there's a lot of speculations currently going around, and of course, as I said many times, not a financial advice. This is just my opinion. A lot of speculations going around. A lot of people expecting a pump or something to happen, right, with after the merge. So we'll see. But my personal opinion is that the short fall will follow the merge, because all the speculators will drop out. Then the growth will start, because basically that's the biggest chain beside Bitcoin that media talks about, and I think that the narrative in media will also change a lot towards crypto, because then they don't have anything less to FUD about. Now they are saying that crypto is spending a lot of energy, and there's because of all what's happening in the world right now, there's lack of energy, and crypto should be shut down because people need electricity for for heating. But this will change the narrative. Then they can't say this anymore, because everything is moving into the greener solutions.
And FUD means fear, uncertainty, and doubt, correct?
definitely that.
That's how I feel when we have our private chats, Parves.
You feel what?
That's how I feel when you and me have a private chat.
I'll hope to install some confidence in you the next time. So, Pierre, man, have you, last time we talked, you had a few observations from the market. This week, do you have any?
Yeah, well, I do indeed. I think LG, sorry, I had Samsung in my head. LG also bringing out a TV that allows you to buy and sell NFTs off the TV screen, which is interesting. Again, I think following up from what Samsung did either earlier in the year or late last year. So I think again, we talked about this last week in terms of, I think we were talking about Apple and the new headset coming and all these sort of growth drivers when it comes to mass market. So I think all of that stuff is very positive. So excited to see what that's going to be like. And then one thing I missed actually, because we were talking about the Apple headset, there's the new Facebook or Meta headset coming out in the next couple of weeks as well. So it'll be very interesting to see how that's received and if that, the impact of that, again, potentially a growth driver for longer term. So there was that. And then, of course, another week, another celebrity getting involved in NFTs, this time one who's not of this world, the great David Bowie, and bringing out an NFT collection.
Yes. Correct.
So that looks interesting. I don't think it's last week we talked again about Bill Murray. We talked about Bill Murray, right?
Yes.
And we talked about
having a beer with him, right? Having a
beer with him and the utility around that. And I didn't quite see that from what I could read about the Bowie collection. So we'll see how that one goes.
Did you heard what happened?
No, what happened?
In which one?
With the Bill Murray collection, the one that was for charity.
What happened?
Yeah, what happened? No.
Unfortunately, they sold for 174,000, something like that. I mean, that's good, a good thing, right? But then the hacker broke into the wallet and stole all the money that was collected. But the story ends well. There was a whale coming in and basically replaced that money. So they now still have the money for the charity and all that. But yeah, I mean, safety first in crypto. Safety first. It's so young space that we need to
Oh my God,
that's amazing.
Jaka, you are known in the social circles as bad ass crypto, right?
Yeah.
Or bad ass crypto, not bad ass crypto. But you had a tweet this week with regard to security. So security is of primal importance.
Yeah. It happened to me. It's no matter how established you are or experienced you are in the space, it can still happen to you. Don't think that for a second that it can't happen to you. And I had basically the similar experience just now on Telegram. I didn't have my setting turned off where Telegram automatically downloads the file that someone sent, right? I never thought that could be a problem, right? It was just a zip file. And of course, the first time, as soon as I opened up the chat, it downloaded the file, the zip file to my computer, and then the virus, the Trojan virus, started working on the computer right away. And of course, if I wouldn't be at least a bit experienced in computers, if I would run that file, my computer now would be unusable.
Yeah.
Unusable. But luckily, Windows and all that, they have enough of protection and all that, and then Windows prompt me right away that there was a malicious file detected, and everything was good. I turned off the internet right away, cleaned everything, run the PC through scans, and it's good.
Scammers are getting more, just better at doing what they do. Right?
Yeah, but crypto gives them that chance. That's why we need to be very, very careful, because now it's the real money in play. Previously, it was some naked pictures maybe, or some personal data that you have on PC, right? It was more fun and games, but now it's real money and big money involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, scary times.
No, not,
No, Pierre,
not scary.
Pierre,
Not-
I had an observation as well. I had an observation. I've been seeing a lot of companies now are trademarking stuff that goes in the metaverse, like Ford. Um, there was, I think, Sony. They're doing cars. They're doing NFTs on art, and they're trademarking a lot of stuff that goes in the metaverse. So this is just gonna compound. I think everyone is gonna take a stab at the metaverse.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be an active space. But I feel like what's gonna happen, like everyone will take a stab, and only those who stay strong will remain. But again, if you're not an early if you don't jump in early, I think you'll be left behind as well.
Yeah, I think, I mean, obviously we talked about it before. There's so many big brands getting involved now in the space, which is fantastic for, that mass market long tail that we want off the back of it. So, the more of these brands that get involved, I think can only benefit everybody.
So, how about we end with our special, Pierre? What do you think?
What's a special?
I
I
mean,
mean, well, if I have to, I can. I mean, it's up to you.
Yeah, no, I think we end every episode with a really important special segment from Pierre. I think I'll allow Pierre to explain what it is.
Well, I don't know it's going to be a bang. I mean, don't build it up. But last week, I spent far too much time scouring the internet for the worst dad joke I could find, which we ended on. This week, I haven't done that. But I'm a little twist this week, right?
Okay.
So I thought rather than the crappy, the least good joke I could find, I should say, I thought I'd share with you the thing that cracked me up the most this week to date. I think we've talked about this before. You are also a follower, a big fan of The Boys, which, the TV show or the Prime show, and of course the Dynamite comics, which we sell on our marketplace, which is just a little plug. But I love The Boys, and I follow the Boys Twitter, and there's some funny stuff on there, especially from the deep, right? And they do deep thoughts with the deep, and this is the one that cracked me up the most this week, right? So deep thoughts with the deep, and the deep thought was: if two vegans are having an argument, is it still called the beef? Right? I mean,
Man, their Twitter feed is like on fire, is off the chart. It's just not.
I'm going to steal some of that excitement they've got there. I love that.
So, with that, yes, it was a good bang, a good end. Jaka, thank you so much, man, for
thanks for coming in.
There's
for
a lot
coming in,
of
speaking
banging.
to us.
There's a lot of banging when you talk about The Boys.
Oh, that is true. Especially that one episode, if you know what I'm talking about, right? What is it called? Herogasm?
Herogasm. We have a comic book actually on the marketplace.
We have a
Herogasm.
comic book. I have read the comic book. The comic book is, I don't know, 100 times, more graphic, of course, than that episode on TV.
Well,
So I watched it. You know what I did? I put everyone to bed, and late night, it was me and the boy. Right? And it wasn't that.
It wasn't that extreme as all the comms around it before the episode launched was going to be like, this is going to be something you've never seen before. I think they overhyped it a little bit.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, till next time then. Thank you, Jaka, again. Pierre?
Oh, and again, and I was going to say again to everyone out there watching, just, any questions, please drop them in the chat, and we'll try and get to those in the future episodes.
I think we should give a Herogasm comic book as to the best comment.
That
to the best
is
comment.
a great idea.
Love that.
Love it.
In the comments, make the best joke in the comments, and slap a like. And Parves and Pierre will pick one who will win, and we'll get a comic book from Herogasm.
Yes,
Awesome
if you
idea.
can beat comedian Pierre's joke, we will give you a comic book.
I'm just going to put it out there. Big shoes to fill.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, till next time then, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Bye bye.